I don't feel the EU will be harsh in words, but don't expect to be treated nice in the negotiations. Jaen Ricaurte, Guardian Trust FX. While companies are deciding to invest or not in the UK post-Brexit, what will the Bank of England say this week to reassure investors?
Well, one of the things we have to consider, and the first thing to put on the table is what's the United Kingdom GDP. I mean, if we go back to the last readings, we were looking something close to 0.6%, where most of the way was directed into the service sector. Now, if you're a firm considering investing in post-Brexit, then this is something that you have to put on your radar. Is it worth it based on the current exchange rate? So what we're calling here and what we should expect from the BOE first is security, because they don't want to alarm people. They just want to give you the impression, and again, I want to emphasize this word, the impression that everything will be good or better after Brexit, but it just won't. And the reason is, and this is what we have to go and check, just a quick review of the Brexit bill. Think about this. If there's no assurance of the benefits of EU citizens after the completion of Brexit, that will put in danger massive amount of benefits and workers that support what is the UK today. So, in resume, very important. What to expect? The BOE will come with some idea that things will be good. I'm not so sure about that. And based on everything I share today is to consider that unless we experience a massive crash, and this is not just a prediction, this is the reality of what the United Kingdom requires right now to be attractive to foreign companies, the pound should be back, well, not should be back, but actually should trade for the first time close to 116, even probably 112 against the US dollar, which actually will call for a major correction across the board with other crosses like the euro, also the New Zealand dollar and Australian dollar.
The European Central Bank will have speeches from a number of members, including Mario Draghi. Now that Article 50 has been triggered, will we see some harsh words directed at the UK?
Yeah, well, I think we discussed this together in other segments. If you're in a marriage and suddenly you want to, just turn your back and walk away, don't expect me to be nice. Well, exactly. We're getting into this point, and I'm not calling for, a bad breakup, but the reality is that when you're getting into, again, the idea of the marriage, when you're getting into something like this, you commit to benefits and responsibilities, and you're not going to walk away from this without your responsibilities. So first of all, it's always the dilemma of how much, at the end of the day, is the big bill that the United Kingdom has to pay to just abandon the EU, right? And I don't feel, again, this is a little bit of diplomacy. I don't feel the EU will be harsh in words, but don't expect a nice treatment in the negotiations. Everything will come to what is fair, and everyone will be in a position to claim their fair share. This will be also the case for the UK. They will be allowed to claim their fair share as far as what they do not have to pay, but it comes down to responsibilities. And again, nothing to expect harsh words in the media. There's some headlines that can be very sensational headlines about the next 2 years of negotiations, but that's about it.
The FOMC minutes are out this Wednesday. Will the minutes give us any indication to the next hike?
Well, this time, this FOMC meeting shouldn't give any hints. And the reason is because at the audience, always when you want to have an idea what's going on with the Fed and future interest rate hikes, we have to look into the Fed watch. And on the last readings, we are coming from a 50.7% to a 58.7%. 8% increase has the probability in June, not in May, of a rate hike. Now, although we are above 50% for a probability to experience a rate hike in June, we have to consider this. If you tight too fast, you suffocate your markets. And right now, it's not in the best interest of the Federal Reserve to, in a way, asphyxiate their own market, own economy. The U.S. economy is somehow reaching levels where we consider that they are in maximum employment, sort of, but at the same time, the venues where they can have more growth are limited to the fiscal promises, so far promises that Donald Trump made. And as far as what we have seen so far, the probability to experience benefits of those promises during his presidential campaign are far, far, far away. So don't expect too much. We shouldn't see anything from the Fed as far as rate hikes. And considering going back to the Fed watch tools, there's a 93% probability that we won't experience any change in interest rates.
Well, thank you, Jose, for speaking with me today, and thank you at home for clicking back. I'm Kaz Kahil. Goodbye for now.